Business models are across the board and fluid. I'm going to you on this one. One of the things that you guys do really well is the multi-view feature. You got Fox 1 now pitching D2C. You got ESPN pitching D2C. How important is multi-view to the future of those apps?
I think I'm going to bounce on what David said. Like, there is such a proliferation of content. It's everywhere, and I think customers are now looking for a differentiator more than ever. People need a more engaging experience, and I think everyone's expectations of what a good experience is has changed. Especially younger audience, they want something that is personalized, that is tailored, so that touching on SSAI. But also, there needs to be a wow factor. There needs to be something different that will drag the customer to watch that specific channels. And I think multi-viewers is something that is gaining popularity and allows you to watch either swap between different contents or have multiple contents with picture-in-picture. You'll be able to do a lot of cool things. And it allows you to basically select what you want to watch. And I think this is something that brings a lot of value and is a key differentiator, reduce churn, grab more viewers and reduce churn, and really invaluable in this time where there's an ocean of content and no one knows what to watch. And if you know my favorite sport, I can watch that angle that I want where I can see my team and I have a dedicated commentary. So if you have, like, I don't know, an NFL game or a hockey game and you have your commentary from your team and you can watch it with the main feed, those kind of things can be like very strong differentiators. And I think that's where Ateme comes in. We have a strong history of really trying to push the boundaries of what the good customer experience is. Historically, for example, I think we were the first to bring low latency streaming to wide audiences with Canal Plus in France more than 10 years ago. And then more recently, I think last year, we tried to experiment with immersive, and then had one of the day one partner for AR with the Apple Vision Pro. We had the Disney Plus content was processed by Ateme. So we just keep pushing the boundaries and make sure that we enable good customer and user experience in streaming.
First, big fan of your products. But let's be frank, multi-screen viewing, I don't think anybody wants to be a technical director. However, for betting, and it's incredible. I mean, if you're a degenerate gambler, being able to have, like your fantasy lineup automatically selected, like what was a company called Maestro is doing that's powering ESPN, where you can actually feed it your season-long fantasy, and it will choose the actual images, I mean, the video streams based on, what you're watching, but also who's in your lineup. I mean, that's incredible. And especially with low latency, I mean, you're onto something.
Exactly. It's a combination of low latency, and then someone will find a way to make a buck.
Yeah, go.
I would just say that multi-view has a lot of different aspects to it, to your point, and it's interesting to look at it as you can have multiple views from one event. You can have multiple events from within one app, or you can have multiple events that are in different apps. And trying to put all of those different pieces together and do it client side, where on a device or on an operating system or whatever it might be, you're letting people choose, as opposed to you're compositing on the server side and sending it down. There's a lot of different complexity there and a lot of different use cases, and I think some of them have more rights issues than others. But a lot of it, to me, is twofold. One is trying to make viewing and streaming as easy as it is in linear, right? It's one of the challenges. You're sitting there on Saturday afternoon watching college football in a linear environment, and you can switch back and forth pretty easily. Streaming can be challenging, so that's one of the things that we think about and we're trying to address. And then the other piece of it is just trying to go beyond what the linear environment could provide and add interactive features, personalization, other revenue streams and opportunities that are layered onto the experience that go beyond what linear can do. So it's kind of, how do you meet the expectations that people have in linear, and then how do you exceed them in streaming?